Today, we're going to do a binomial square. Prepare us for big board. Big board's coming up. So we're going to start with 24 squared. 24 squared means 20 plus 4 squared. Just more the way we've been doing them in the past. So we're going to say, we're going to decompose that here. 20 plus 4 times 20 plus 4. So we're going to work this first on our mat with our beads. Then we're going to do all the rest of the math work here. You'll see why in a minute. So we're going to start with 20 across, 20 down, right? First term of our first expression times first term of our second expression. So we'll start with 20. 20 taken once. 22 times. Now we've got 20 across, 3 down. 20 across, 4 down. 20 across, 5 down. 20 across 6 times, so 6 down. 20 across 7 times. Here's 20 the 8th time. 20 across 9 times, 9 down. 20 across 10 times. Now we have 20 across 11 times. So let's stop. 20 across 11 times, we're going from the 20 across 20 times. But we can see right here, we have 10 tens. So we know that we can exchange those for 100 square. 10 tens we can exchange for 100 square. And I stopped before we counted 20 across 20 down because I know that we can then take the next 10 of our 20s and make them a 200 square. So just to be clear, now we've got 20 across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 times. So we have 20 across, 20 down. You know, let's go ahead and we'll write that down. I'm going to write down the original or the first part of this. So 20 across, 20 down. That's just 20 squared. 20 times 20. We'll combine them. We'll do them both. So now we're going to take our second term of our first expression and multiply by the first term of our second expression. So we're going to go 4 across. This is always across. 4 across, 20 down. So now I'm going to pull out my units. And we're going to try and get some nice, neat little unit rows, which can be tricky. 4 across 1 time. 4 across, 2 down. 4 across, 3 down. 4 across, 4 down. There we go. 4 across, 5 down. 4 across, 6 down. 4 across, 7 down. 4 across, 8 down. 4 across, 9 down. Four across. 10 down. 4 across. 11 down. Stop. So what have you seen? We haven't completed yet 4 across, 20 down, but we're going to do it an easier way. We have 4 across, 11 down. Each of these rows of 10 we can replace with a 10 bar. So I'm going to move these just down here. So another way for me to do 4 across, 10 down, first of all, is with 4 10 bars. But I don't want just 4 across, 10 down. I want 4 across, 20. 4 across, 20 down. So I'm going to do that again here. So now, and I won't count it out, but now I've got 4 across, 20 down, right? All right, now we've finished the first term of our second expression. We did 20 times 20, and we did 4 times 20. So we'll write that down. Okay. Now we're going to go to the second term of our second expression. We'll bring that down here because that's where we do that work. 20 across, 4 down. $20 across once, 20 across twice, 20 across 3 times, 20 across 4 times, 20 across, 4 down. All we've got left now, we'll put that down. Now all we've got left is 4 across, 4 down. Four across one time, 4 across 2 times. 4 across. Oh no! I'm going to rearrange my 4s. 4 across once. You get a little squirrely on this lumpy surface, but if it's too smooth, then they just roll. So, tricky balance. 4 across 3 times. Last one. 4 across, 4 down. There we go. So we can write that down. We put that as 4 square, of course. We're done. How does that work? There. Now, let's take a look at what we've got here. Let's bring this down, simplify this. 20 squared, that's about as simple as it's going to be until we solve for values. Plus, now we've got 4 times 20 and 20 times 4. Commutative property, we know those are the same thing. So we have 2 of them. 2 of the same multiplication here, 4 times 20 and 20 times 4. I do not care whether you write 4 times 20, like I'm doing, just because it's the first one, or whether you write 20 times 4, because it is exactly the same thing. It does not make any difference. I'm bringing down my addition signs. I'm lining these up. Please get in the habit of doing that as these get longer and more complicated as we solve for values. It really helps to have the habit of keeping them in line. It helps keep things clear as to what is done, what is becoming what. It will save you confusion in the future. All right, so now let's solve for values. So 20 times 20, 20 squared. I'm going to do a little something over here. What is 20? Well, 20 is 2 times 10. We have 20 multiplied by itself. So 2 times 10 times 2 times 10. We need to be able to do a little bit of mental math with these. So let's look. 2 times 2, well, that's 4. But 4 what? Well, 10 times 10, that's hundreds. 2 times 2 times 10 times 10, that's 4 times 100, 400. Another way to think of this is whenever we multiply tens times tens, our answer is going to be in the hundreds. So if we've got 2 tens times 2 tens, 400. I'm going to erase what I've done here just because I don't want it to be extra confusing numbers here. But I wanted to kind of walk you through that. Now my addition, my sign. Let's start here in our parentheses. 4 units times 2 tens. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 tens. 8 tens times 2, 16 tens, which is 160. Bring down my addition sign here. 4 times 4, 16. Do not say 8. 16, it's not 4 times 2, it's 4 times 6 is 16. Solve our problem. We've got just 6 in our units, so we're going to record our 6. We've got a 1 and a 6 in our tens, so we can record our 7 tens. A 1 and a 4 in our hundreds, so we can record our 500s. Our answer to 24 squared is 576. I am going to get a calculator because we want to check our work. The work in this case is not the answer. The important work that you are doing is this process. I know that you can multiply 24 times 24. I know you can use a calculator. I want you to do this process because we will be able to use this for bigger numbers to understand the relationship of these numbers, and so that you can do it without a calculator. The point is the work. So please do all this. Then this is just to check. And this is important too. So I'm going to take 24 times 24. My answer is 576. I do want that step to be done because that's how you check to see if you got it right. I've got room. Yeah, you can see that. So 24 squared equals 576. I'm going to write CK for check to confirm that I checked it on my calculator. If this number is not the same as this number, you need to check your work. First thing to do, take your calculator, put it in again, because sometimes you just pushed the wrong button or you forgot to clear it fully last time. So first redo it on the calculator. But if these numbers do not match, that means there's something wrong with one of the steps you took. Go back and look, walk yourself through it again, look for any arithmetic errors you might have made, think it through. Math is very logical. If you're logical, you should have no problems with this. If you can think it through step by step, don't panic, just go back, rethink it through, go back over the steps. And being able to check your own work is a really important skill in math, especially as things start to get more complex. All right, what I want you to do for this lesson, you're not going to do any new problems right now. This is leading us into pegboard. We'll have some new lessons to get you going with some pegboard binomial squaring. But right now, I want you to copy this down. I really want this to be in your notebook. 1 square per digit. The little square can go in with a 0, et cetera, et cetera. Bring your addition signs down. Mine actually angled a little bit here. Bring your values down. It's okay to have blank spaces in between. So if I've got 2 times 4 times 20, I put my 160 in that space somewhere. It's okay to have some empty boxes around. I'd rather have you line it up and squish it all together. I do want you to also record the beads. Let's take a look at our beads. So here in our hundreds, we've created a square. Here in our units, we've created a square. We've got squares in our hundreds and our units. Our tens did not create squares right along the sides here. But on our diagonal, our hundreds and our units created a square. Our square of 10, our square of tens made hundreds, and our square of units made units. Also, and it's easier to see if I kind of push these together, but also don't forget that our entire process here is a square, right? We've got a square of 24, which was our original startup here was 24, so 24 across, 24 down. Here at our base, at our root, we've got 24. And this is the square that's built on our root of 24. All right. For writing these down in your graph book, you need to count. It needs to be 20 across, 20 down for this square. This needs to be 4 across, 20 down. This needs to be 20 across, 4 down. This needs to be 4 and 4. You can, for this, just draw them with, draw the lines where these would be divided with a pencil. Do it neatly. It needs to follow the lines. It needs to be really 20, 20, 4, 20. You don't have to color anything in. You certainly don't have to do every little dot. Do not do tens, 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 tens. Don't do that. It really needs to be 20, 20. This is one square. This is one rectangle. Using the golden beads, it just broke up this. That's not what's going on here. I want you to really see this as a square, as a rectangle, as a rectangle, as a square. If you want to use color, go ahead. You can do them different colors. Since we're doing distance learning on this, that's fine. When we get to pegboard, you can't mess around with the colors. The colors that we use will be very important. For this one, if you want to distinguish rather than just making the lines, if you want to color them different colors, it's fine. I don't think that it's going to confuse you at this point. Okay, and then like I said, next week we'll do some lessons that then will get you started in doing pegboard binomials, which is it's a lot of fun. Thank you for joining me.